When you think about the fall of Rome, what comes to mind? Barbarians at the gates? Legions collapsing? Emperors being poisoned in their marble palaces? But an empire doesn't fall only because of outside attacks. It collapses from within. And the biggest reason for that collapse is often money. Yes, you heard that right. Rome didn't fall just because of invasions or corruption. It fell because its money fell. And that still teaches us a lot today. For centuries, the backbone of Rome's economy was the silver denarius. First minted around 211 BC, it was made of almost pure silver. Soldiers were paid with it, merchants demanded it, and ordinary people saved it. The denarius wasn't just money, it was trust. As long as people trusted Rome, they trusted its currency. But running an empire was expensive. Feeding armies, building roads, financing wars. By the 2nd century, the borders were constantly under threat, and taxes weren't enough. So what did the emperors do? They turned to an old trick, reducing the silver content of the coins. In other words, mint more money, but make it worth less. At the beginning, the denarius was 95% pure silver. Over time, that dropped to 50%, then below 5%. What was once solid silver became little more than a bronze coin with a thin silver coating. People noticed, felt the change, and prices shot up. What once cost 1 denarius now cost dozens. Soldiers demanded higher pay, merchants refused the coins, and people went back to bartering. And sadly, the emperors kept doubling down, printing even cheaper money. It became a vicious cycle, one that history has repeated over and over. The peak of the crisis was the crisis of the 3rd century. About 50 years of chaos, invasions, plagues, civil wars, and economic collapse. Emperors ruled for months before being killed. Taxes were collected in worthless money. Farmers abandoned their land. Trade broke apart. Diocletian tried to fix it by setting prices by law. But the money was already worthless. The law changed nothing. Eventually, the denarius was abandoned entirely. Constantine introduced the gold solidus and restored a bit of stability. But the Western Empire was already weakened beyond repair. The currency had lost value. The army couldn't be funded, trade had broken down, and public trust had evaporated. Rome's fall wasn't a single event. It was a long decay, and the collapse of its money was a major trigger. What does this tell us today? Destroying the currency means destroying the society. Rome thought it could fool its own people. Modern states make similar mistakes, and the result is always the same. The people pay the price. Wealth disappears. Trust erodes. Inflation is not an accident. It's a policy, a silent tax. And real wealth isn't in paper or numbers on a screen. It's in things that hold value: land, skills, businesses, resources. Don't forget, stability never lasts forever. Romans didn't believe their money could collapse. Neither did the Germans or the people of Zimbabwe. But history repeats the same lesson. When money dies, society unravels. Rome's fall shows us that the barbarians at the gates only deliver the final blow. The real danger is always inside the treasury.